So I've been trying to make a new intro video, but I simply cannot find one that makes us look any more studly than that one does. And I just don't want to. I just don't want to mess it up,
It's
Stu.
gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to match that one.
There you go. So Stu, this
Yes.
month again, evergreen webinars, evergreen training, selling, either selling it or promoting it. It's really got two options with your evergreen. You're doing evergreen for a sales event or a sales webinar, or you're doing evergreen, we'll just call that like training. Now, pretty much any training you sell, quote unquote, is evergreen, wouldn't you think?
You would think so, unless you're selling 4th of July t-shirts.
Okay, that's good point because you're about a week late on that one.
Right.
So yeah, that's good. Or if you were selling like 200, I got to show you this. My son-in-law made me this and gave me this for Father's Day, but it's kind of cool. He 3D printed this.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that neat?
I like that.
So yeah, pretty much if you're selling these past last Saturday, yeah, technically it's still a big deal, but I think this is going to calm down post July 4th. You know what I mean?
I would agree.
It's kind of like at my house, my wife's birthday lasts for a couple of weeks. Mine lasts for a day. Um, not sure that the birthday is going to last all year.
Mhm.
Point being, if you got a training like your never quit mindset training, that's
Yes.
pretty much evergreen from the standpoint of, I mean, tell me why that training is evergreen.
Well, I mean, it's there's no dates in it. There's no season to it. It's everybody can read a book about getting mentally tough any time of the year. Um,
Right, but
you
we're
know.
talking about the training, not the book.
Oh, well, yeah.
You're talking. Look at you defaulting to your package. It's like, no, Jim. I'm talking about the training. I'm talking about the book, the ebook, and a chance to talk to me, Stu Smith, for 50 minutes. Change your life. But all that still, I mean, the principles are timeless, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, and they apply to pretty much anyone that is a human being and is still alive, right?
Absolutely. It is
Okay.
evergreen. I mean, there's it's just one of those things that unless I do something stupid and say, here's a special 4th of July sale.
100%. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 During the thing. So
Yeah.
let's play a game. Let's do this a little bit differently than we might normally do it. This will be kind of fun. All right. And if y'all like this in the chat, great. If you don't like it, don't tell me in the chat. Um, let's talk about all the ways that you could make this not evergreen. If you wanted to make the training not evergreen, or you wanted to make it so that it wouldn't work for your audience,
Mm,
what would be some things that you could do to spoil it instantly? I think that'll be more fun to come at it from that perspective. Okay.
sure. Maybe
Okay.
start off with Happy Friday.
Okay. So mention days and dates repeatedly.
Right.
Okay. That not just once, but like repeatedly.
Right.
That would be a good one. Okay, what else could you do? Let's zoom in so the folks can really get a good feeling. Okay, so I
Um,
like that. Or I guess that should be
let me see. Talk about how cold it is outside in the winter.
okay. Yep, yep. Cold, hot weather references. I like it. Okay, mention holidays. Okay, hey, we just finished opening our Christmas presents.
Yeah. Current events. Yep.
Okay, yep.
Yep.
Current events, politics.
Yep.
God, I hate the fact that Ronald Reagan is president,
Yeah.
whether you agreed with him or not. Well, I wonder who's going to be the next president after Reagan. Okay, what else?
Let's see. What else could we do?
You could mention pricing. Okay,
Okay.
that's one way to kill it. Another thing that you can do is to mention specific tools that you have no control over. So, like, hey, I'm at, you need to check out my article over there on MySpace. Okay. I mean, you laugh, but it's like, oh,
Okay. Yeah, it's a good point.
another thing is direct linking. I learned this the hard way. We came out with a product back in the early 2000s, 33 days to online profits, and it was really popular book training. We turned it into video training. It was my second big money training program. It had direct links to other sites and to affiliate links. Well, what happens? Other sites
Yeah.
eventually go away. Things, stuff happens. And
Links
we learned the
die.
hard way that everything needs to be direct linked, not direct linked, but done through a redirect link, I should say. All right. So, like, if you go to copyingcontent.ai/tools, you will see all the things that we recommend. You'll see my latest recommendation for voice to text software that I'm using, different screen capture software that I'm using, other stuff like that. That's the way to do it in the actual training that you're recording. Now, on your website, you can say, hey, I for screen capture recording, I've used TechSmith for forever. I really like otter.ai for my transcriptions. Currently, I've got paid subscriptions to copying content, ChatGPT, and Gemini. I'm paying for those. I'm not currently paying for Claude or Grok. Okay. But I mean, when Nick and Tony's auto bot comes along, then maybe I'll have a link to that, or maybe Whisperflow won't be the thing that I'm using for voice to text. You just don't know. So you got to be really careful about this direct linking and mentioning stuff. Mentioning links to other things can kill stuff. All right. That ultimately, and I talk about this in one of our Wednesday articles this month, is that's what killed my 2-year follow-up sequence that I had done for one of my products. I mean, I had built a 2-year follow-up sequence that was this was back when I was a one-man show, and it was
Nice.
really hard to do all this stuff. I would do a broadcast to everybody that was on the list, and then I'd add it to the end of the list, to the end of the sequence. And that was how I was
Nice.
building out. But what bit me in the ass was when stuff that I was mentioning, specific tools or specific links, disappeared. And then people were like, hey, what's going on? I really wanted to. And then you look like an asshat because that thing disappeared a year ago.
Right. Yeah, another one is outdated technology, because you're probably not going to sell a VHS tape anymore.
Or tell people to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Go get my VHS tape.
Well, yeah, it wasn't, I was thinking more like, you're right. Any
Yeah.
kind of outdated tech, anything like that. Um, what else? How else could we specifically ruin your training on never quit mindset? What could we specifically do so that people go, oh, this is old, this ain't no good anymore?
Hmm.
This is actually giving me some really good ideas
Yeah,
on
this
what not
this
to
is a
do. This is a
good
good
way.
idea.
This is a great way to do it. Um,
Right.
hmm.
Okay. So another way I'm going to have to referencing specific software in the main training.
Mm,
Now, what do I mean by that? So, when you're doing a training, you typically have just going to get rid of this part here. Y'all saw that already. Get your screen capture. Okay. You have the main training. That's like your core. We'll just call it your core training. And the core training should never contain anything like any of this.
right.
It should be so when you're talking about stuff, when you're training, like with Stu doing the never quit mindset, it's fine to tell stories. It's fine to teach principles. It's fine to reference things that are timeless. Like when I was going through buds, this is what we went through. When I've worked with the cadets coming out, or the midshipmen coming out of the Naval Academy, this is the kind of stuff that I've seen. You don't you teach with that kind of stuff. Now, if you're going to teach something that can change, and what's something that can change, Stu? I mean, I'm going beyond your never quit mindset, but one of the things
Yeah.
that has changed a lot lately with how you teach people stuff is what? What has changed, like, and changed back and changed again and stuff like that? The actual PT tests
Oh,
themselves.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah. More
Sheesh.
coffee, Stu. More coffee for
Those
Stu.
things change
Right.
every 6 months.
So in the actual core training, when you're training somebody, should you include anything that references specific PT testing? It's like the test itself. The answer is no. Each one of those should be done as a separate module so it can be
Right.
replaced.
Right. Good point.
All
Good
right.
point. Yeah.
That's a really important thing when it comes. And by the way, folks, this is like some $1 million shit. This is coming from decades and decades of doing this and helping other people to do that. This is not what ChatGPT is going to do for you when you create your course. Just point just pointing that out. So if it can change, it's not part of your core training.
Smart.
It can appear to be part of your core training, but this is done separately, and then this is a different module. Same thing as if you're going to teach somebody a tool, if you're going to teach somebody a specific way of doing something. So using the example of, let's how we were going to teach people how to do a sales letter funnel. In fact, we'll design this right here, okay? If I was going to teach somebody how to do a sales letter funnel, is the structure of the copy going to change? Not really. Okay. The structure of the copy isn't really going to change. Is the flow of the website or the funnel itself, the offer, the bump, the first one-time offer, the second one-time offer, is that physically going to change? Chances are no.
No.
Okay. So the funnel setup, is your avatar going to change? No. Is figuring out your offer going to change? No. Is figuring out your user profile and who you are? No. None of that's all timeless. What is the single factor that is going to change? It has changed and it will change in the future when it comes to actually the mechanics of building the funnel. Tell me in the comments as well.
I need help on this one.
How'd you build your first website, Stu?
um, probably using a very old WYSIWYG
Okay, so like front page,
device. Yeah, yeah, front
something like
page.
front
Yeah,
page. Okay, and what did you use as your store?
my store,
Mhm.
like a Yahoo
You
based
use the
store.
Yahoo
Yeah,
store, right?
yeah.
Okay, what do you use now?
Shopify,
Right, for everything.
everything. Yeah.
Okay, so the actual funnel builder is what can and will change. Okay, so what if you were teaching people ClickFunnels and then it's like, nah, they ain't no good anymore. You need to use Go High Level. Or what if you decided, what if you Go High Level, it's not anymore, it's Shopify. Okay, if this part is baked into any of this, you have nuked your entire course,
Dang. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, what about, let's say, nah, I'm ClickFunnels till I die. I'm Go High Level till I die. I'm Shopify till I die. That actually rhymes better. I could have
Y-
just said that. I'm
uh,
Shopify till I die. Okay.
yeah. You are not going to be evolving
Has
with the
Shopify
technology
changed? Has Shopify changed?
in the last 15 years. Yeah. A
Okay.
little bit, but not, I mean, for the better.
I
Like,
understand that,
yeah.
but the mechanics of Shopify have changed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. And what's the big thing that's changing all of these funnel and builder maker thingies now? It's two letters. More coffee for Stu.
Yeah.
It's in the name, Stu. Copy and content dot
Oh, AI.
AI. AI is changing everything.
Of
So the
course.
way you did ClickFunnels before, now I
Mm,
think they got version 2 and they got AI. Go High Level now has their AI studio that's pretty crazy. They got vibe coding, and Shopify now has AI built into it as well.
yeah.
So again, even if this doesn't change as far as which one you're doing, the usage of it has changed.
Yeah.
So
True.
you gotta divide. I mean, am I going into you all let me know if I'm going into too much detail. I mean, this is kind of like turning into a master class instead of the podcast. But this is, like I said, this is $1 million stuff. We're dropping nuggets of gold right in front of you, whether you see it or not.
Mhm.
So the key is you got to, when you're training, when you're creating a webinar, when you're creating content that you truly want to be evergreen, you have to isolate the things that won't change. And typically what doesn't change, principles and strategy. Okay. Now, there are, to a lesser degree, there are timeless tactics as well. But tactics and tools are where you got to be worried.
Sure.
All right. That tactics and tools are typically the ones where you run into things that aren't timeless.
Yeah.
And
And
that's where,
strategies to some degree, Jim, because sometimes I'll come up with a new, you know, way to do something, and you add it into a strategy of how you're going to take this test, how you're going to do this, how I coach something. Um, you know,
yes.
yeah. And so yeah, I can see that being
But
a big
these
part of it.
typically evolve
Yes. That's what I mean.
as opposed to these just straight change.
Ah,
Do you see what I'm saying?
oh sure.
Strategy,
I used to
strategy
teach it
in,
this way, now I teach it this way.
right. Or,
But you
or
can do
just,
it either way, right? It's up to you. I think one is better than the other. For this particular situation, you would use this, so there's that kind of evolution involved. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
100%. But this is typically slower,
Yes.
and principles rarely change.
True.
The principles in this book right here that were written, this was written back, I think, in the 20s. All right, the
Oh
20s or
yeah,
the
yeah.
30s.
Abraham.
Okay, this has not changed. If anything, it is more applicable today than it's ever been. Okay, now the examples are jacked. Okay, there's some examples in here. I'm like, yo, but the strategies and the principles, and especially the principles, they're it's very hard to change.
Mm,
Okay.
got it.
Um, so that's kind of the way you got to look at it. The core part of your any product is going to be principles and strategies, timeless tactics, but then the stuff you just mechanically want to keep separate are the things that can change. And typically, again, anyway, I'm getting a little bit too in depth on that.
Well, let me ask you a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Since we are a .ai show, do
Uh-huh.
you think AI is going to take things that were regularly evolving and make them change immediately?
No. But
Okay.
I think what AI can do is to help you implement these things faster. So you can implement tactics a lot faster with AI.
Right.
So, like, just something as basic as A B split testing.
Hmm.
A B split testing used to be a real pain in the ass from the standpoint of doing it, analyzing the results. Multivariate testing was impossible for the average person to do because you weren't getting enough traffic. Most people writing their own copy, coming up with a second headline that actually would demonstrate a meaningful difference
Mhm.
is hard. They were just happy to come up with one headline that worked.
Right.
So AI helps you come up with several different headlines to test, and then it can help you to analyze your results quicker. And so AI is about speed. But one thing about AI also, this is part of the reason why I've been slow to come out with an AI related copywriting book is if, and those that know, and those that don't know are out there teaching shit they don't know.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, is that the way you prompt AI has evolved and is continuing to evolve at a pace that is kind of scary if you're actually doing anything beyond the 98-pound weakling prompts that people are promising you on Facebook.
Right.
Okay, the real heavyweight, really doing it, difference between fighting with a lightsaber and fighting with a piece of 2x4 that you're swinging around like a drunk 5-year old. That's significant and is still evolving really fast. If you want to actually control the outcome, if
Yeah.
you just want to have AI give you something, "Yeah, that's pretty good." That's, but I digress. So, did I answer your question?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Okay. So
Yeah, it made sense.
AI's and that's where you got to be really careful of anybody who's teaching AI from shit that they published more than about a month and a half ago. And I'm not sure that's ever going to level out. Maybe in
Yeah.
some ways it feels, and this is just kind of a side conversation. In some ways, the way AI is evolving. Remember in the 90s when you'd get a computer, and remember when like the Pentium chip. Remember it was like that Pentium 100,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then what came out the next year? Oh,
The
the Pentium
200.
200.
Yeah.
It's like, oh crap, and you almost had to get a new computer every year
Yeah.
because the difference in speed was so dramatic, and man, I got to have 128 megabytes of RAM instead of the 64 megabytes of RAM. And my buddy's got 256 megabytes of RAM, and that thing is screaming. He can get shit done in like 5 seconds.
Man, it's come a long way, Jim. I
But
remember my first hard drive was 25 megabytes. Had a 25 megabyte hard drive.
my first hard drive was 128 megabytes. And I could load a game that was on 20 floppy disks
Oh,
onto
damn.
that hard drive. And I had an 8-inch color screen on a laptop in 1993.
Mm, yeah,
That was nuts, right?
yeah, not bad.
I paid $4,000 for that laptop in 1993.
Now it's a
So
paperweight.
that was, I don't know. It's probably, So my point though is that for a while you had to get a new computer every year. There was such a big change that you had to take the change into consideration. How long have you had the laptop that you're using right now?
Couple of years.
Yeah.
Three, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably closer to 3 because we're old
Yeah.
and time's going faster now.
Right.
It's like, I had my laptop. Oh crap. I've had this thing on my desk for a while. And I think we're starting to see that. Like it's getting harder and harder to tell the difference between the capability and the output of this model of AI versus this next one that they came out with. Whereas if you look back at like GPT-2, GPT-3, it's like a mentally challenged fat kid versus, hey, this is getting up around really smart grad student. And if you program it right, it doesn't sound sycophantic or arrogant. But I think we're starting to get to this point, and in the next couple years, this part will calm down a little bit. And part of the reason why they're touting these new models and all this other stuff is for marketing. All these AI companies want to get rich. They saw Elon is now quote unquote a trillionaire. See, I just screwed the thing. Somebody could be seeing this now a couple of years from now, and
so we're not very evergreen.
Yeah, Jim. Well, it's okay. You and I will be trillionaires, and I won't give a rat's ass. Oh yeah, it's out of date. Ooh, sorry. Trillions.
Yes.
So anyway, are you going to have the bald cat, or will I? Okay. My point though is that once it gets to that point, this part might start moving left a little bit as far as not having to worry about the change. But I would be really wary of buying somebody's 6-month-old program that promises that it's got all the prompts in it that are 6-month-old prompts. That was the point I was trying to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you as the creator, if you're including prompts, you need to go back and keep making sure that that's the absolute best possible prompt based on the available AI capabilities that there is.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
So, okay. So kind of summing it up, evergreen. Why do you want your stuff to be evergreen? Mainly so you can keep selling it. Man, we didn't even get into these other old ones. Maybe we'll use these as examples next week. I'll put them over here. Just remind me, okay?
Okay.
So why do you want something to be evergreen, Stu?
Well, so people will go to it year after year and keep on buying.
Yeah, but also we want them to get value. And the funny thing is that your course could be the most valuable thing on planet Earth. But if you have made any of these mistakes in it, people will judge it and they won't get, even if the value's there. And yeah, I understand most of this stuff shouldn't matter, but people are people and people are goofy.
Yeah.
So they're going to hear you, hey, everybody, it's, it's blah, blah, blah. And they're like, Well, shit, he's talking about it's 80 degrees outside and we're having record low temperatures thanks to climate change. And how old is this?
Yeah.
And then they're that whether it don't matter how when it
Yeah.
was done, but that doesn't the fact that it doesn't matter doesn't matter. You've
Yeah.
popped the bubble.
Yeah. And
You
it's
blew up the
completely
balloon.
subconscious too.
Right.
I mean, it could be a subconscious thing. Like, don't even think about it. Some dude wearing shorts and I'm sitting there wearing a parka.
Right.
I'm like, this
Well,
seems old.
yeah, maybe. Or you're wearing something that yeah, I never thought about. Okay, we'll add one. Fashion. Okay. Unless you're wearing jorts, because I think jorts are on their way back, man. Remember
Oh,
when
okay.
jorts were big in the 90s? Did you ever wear jorts,
Oh
Stu?
yeah, I had a pair of jean shorts.
Did you really? I
Oh
never
yeah.
did. I never
Yeah.
did. Okay. So, and I'll just one other thing, thinking about this. One of these probably won't kill you,
Right.
but subconsciously you could, and next week we're going to talk about dates and stuff. Um, and actual mechanics of doing this for a paid event. But these start to kind of stack. So, hey, we're talking, hey, I hope everybody had a good Christmas. What? All right. And it's like, man, Biden's president. It's like,
Yeah.
what? And then, hey, I bought gas today for $1.98. What? Now they're pissed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then so I mean you can kind of stack them, so you just like what do we never talk about, Stu?
Politics, religion.
Right, those
Yeah.
are the big two. We never talk about politics or religion.
Yeah.
So try not to mention this stuff when you're creating a course or when you're doing a training of any type, whether it's to sell something or to promote something, or it's something that you're selling, it's the thing you're actually selling. Don't mention any of this stuff. Actually, this was really fun. Instead
Yeah.
of, oh, what should you not do? Hey, how could we ruin Stu's thing?
No, that's a really. You're right. It kind of goes back to the thinking of, what do people like to read?
Right.
They like to
Porn.
read people
What?
people's failures. Like, how
Right.
did you fail? Not your successes.
Right.
Like, how do you make it perfect? How do you make it not perfect?
Well,
It's
psychologically, it was interesting because as soon as we did that, this
it
stuff
was
just
so
came out like a
easy,
fire hose.
so easy. Yeah.
But yet, if we'd have been trying to figure it out, oh, I don't really know. How would you? I don't know. Okay. Because we plan everything. It's like, yeah, we
Right.
got the whole list. I was ready. Not even close.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
That's a good method. I like this method of discussion as well.
consciousness. Well, you know what? Next week, then, when we talk about the mechanic stuff,
Yeah.
we're going to
How
do
do,
the
how can
exact
you
same
screw it
thing.
up? How
How
do
to
you
blow
screw
up
this up?
how do you screw up your follow-up sequence?
I love it.
Um, that'll be the title of it too. We're going to
Yeah.
change the title to how to screw up your follow-up sequence.
I like it.
And then you can be, and then, but it's always, okay, I get way too, I was going to say, but if you screw it up, you can still be part of a multi-billion-dollar industry where you can put on a hairnet, stand at a window and say, would you like fries with that? And perhaps a hot apple pie. And that's a business that's all going to shit anyway, too. When was the last time you went to McDonald's?
This morning.
You went to Mickey D's this morning?
Yeah,
For
I get
real?
unsweet iced tea just about every day.
Okay, you went for tea. I thought you liked the tea at Chick-fil-A better.
No, it's just Chick-fil-A's on the other side of the street, so I just go on this side. Yeah.
Well, that's some brand loyalty, Stu. That is like that. Why do you a regular at a McDonald's? Well, because it's on the correct side of the street. All right,
Yeah.
good job. Be conscious of all the stuff you shouldn't do,
Yes.
and be conscious of the way you design whatever it is you're creating. And if possible, isolate the things that are never going to change into your core training And anything that could change or will change, isolate that as an individual module or individual modules. That
Perfect.
especially is important for paid training, but also if you're doing like a paid or an event where you're selling something, isolate all the timeless stuff into a certain portion of the training so that you can switch out the demo part without affecting what's already working, and it'll cut
Yeah.
down on your work.
Yeah. That's huge.
So if your presentation's awesome, keep the demo separate so you can re-record or test a different demo on your event, and you'll save yourself a whole lot of headache. All right. Hey, Stu, if they're
Yes.
out of shape and want to get in shape, where should they go?
They can go to Stu Smith Fitness and find great classics like the Never Quit Mindset.
Oh, it's a classic already. Excuse
Oh, yeah.
me. All
Classic
right.
bestseller.
And if they want to get access to the tools and training and all the great things over at copyandcontent.ai, where should they go?
Copyandcontent.ai.
Well done. See, and that's evergreen.
That's evergreen.
All right, cool. Well, everybody have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye, everybody.